Hi, so we're on week 3 of May, and gosh, it's turned warm now down south here. We haven't had any frosts, although the cold mornings have still been quite cold, but by golly, with the wind and the rain blowing, the weeds do come. So I've just been weeding my polytunnel arch. We've got the beans down here. Today I'm going to plant the tomatoes. So I've just weeded the end of my arch here, and this is where the tomatoes are going. I've just brought some tomatoes from home that have been hardening off, and they're going to go in the last section of the polytunnel. They're going to grow them over the arch, which will be interesting, and then some up the back. So let me show you what we're going to do. So the back of the polytunnel arch is our bed for our outdoor tomatoes, and we're going to do a bit of an experiment, and we're going to do it 2 ways. The first way is up these strings, and then they can go over the top of the polytunnel and the tomatoes will fall through. Good plan. And the second one is using these frames. These are made out of So the second way is using a tomato cage, and I had a video, link above, of building these tomato cages last year. And we're going to do this as an experiment at the back of the polytunnel so they can grow up the cage and hopefully reach the top. So this is the tomatoes we're planting, and these are Gardener's Delight, and they're already showing quite a few suckers. I'm going to remove the suckers, and I'm going to remove the lower leaves. I'm going to plant these quite deep, and then they can grab hold of my wire. I've just added some string. I'm going to give it a bit of water. So I'm putting 2 tomatoes this side, 2 the other side, and 2 in the cages. These are tomatoes that have been hardening off in the greenhouse lean-to, and I'm going to do them quite deep. Remove that last one so it's not touching. I'm going to make a little moat around the outside. There we go. So that's our first one. I'm going to put a second one in the corner. So 2 tomatoes going up the outside here. They're really good. This is the second one. Remove the lower leaves. Got a little weed in it. This pot was too small. It's growing up the side. It's about time it moved out. There we go. The second 2 I'm doing in this cage, and it's just a piece of netting, and it's curved round, and I've added some cable ties tying it together, and I've got 2 side by side, and I've tabled them together. I've made a little square in the middle so I can plant it in the middle. So the idea of the cage is so we don't have to take out the side shoots, and it will just grow up the middle. This idea is better for a bush tomato. This one's got some beetroots growing in it. So I'm going to stick it all in together. Just going to remove the lower leaves so they're not touching the soil. Make our little moat. When we come to water, we water the moat instead of the plant. So 3 more to do and I'll finish them. So next on my list is planting out the runner beans, and I can sow these now directly into the soil, and I'm also just going to plant some of these that have been eaten by the slugs at home, so hopefully they will recover. So this is my polytunnel arch, and we're going to do a runner beans, and I'm just making a little hole each of the station. Just going to add a drop of water. And we're going to add our bean. I'm going to put 2 beans in each hole, just in case the first one doesn't germinate. There we go, just enough. And I'm just going to cover them up. Make a little trench. And then give it all the water. That's another job done. So I'm just going through what else is needed for the allotment garden, and I wanted to grow some mini munch, and I was promised some mini munch from a seed company, and I was offered twice and I wasn't, never happened. So I've had to purchase these from Thompson and Morgan, and these are £2.95 for 4 seeds. It's mini munch fruits, crisp and flavoursome, or female variety for prolific cropping season, ideal for the greenhouse or shelter position outdoors. So we get 4 seeds, and I'm using this recycled shop tray, and I've just filled it with some multi-purpose compost, and we've got our seeds. I'm just putting the seeds into each cell and then covering with a bit of compost, and then we give it a bit of a water. This is going to sit into the greenhouse and germinate. Cucumber seeds need a bit of heat, but it's getting quite warm in the greenhouse now, so that should be fine. Got my first sweet pea, and I'm just tying the rest of these sweet peas onto the post so they can grow up. So my next job is planting out the courgette. I've had it at home and it keeps getting eaten, so I'm bringing it out here to give it half a chance. So I'm going to plant it in the corner here. It's on my pathway on the way in, so I can always see it as I come in. What's going on in there? House brick in there. Gosh, I don't know how many times that's been motivated. So this is where I'm going to plant my courgette. I'm digging a big hole because I'm going to make space for this plant pot. I'm going to put the plant pot this side. So making space for the plant pot. It's just going to sit flush against the side, slightly buried, and then I'm going to put it here. The courgette's going to sit beside the pot. So you can see the roots trying to get out of the pot. We're going to put it right next to as pot as we can go, and then fill there we go. So the idea of the pot is we can water the pot when the roots go nice and deep. The water will soak the roots, so we can fill up the pot just like that. Give it good water. So when we come to water it, we can just water the pot. The pot will drain and the roots will get a nice soaking. So that's another week done. I'm looking forward to some nice weather. So it's a bit chilly now, the wind's coming over, looking a bit like rain. So let me know, what have you been doing on your allotment this week? Have you planted your runner beans? And have you planted up tomatoes yet? I've also planted my tomatoes in the polytunnel, and you can see a video in the channel tomorrow. So if you're new to my channel, then please subscribe and ring that bell. Get notifications when I post some more. So thank you very much. Cheers.